So today we will talk about strings, guys. Today about strings. Let's create a new folder as usual, right? So as you can see, we already on a week 4. So we went through a lot of different things, right? Guys, do you hear this like annoying noise? So someone is like trimming a backyard. Is it like super noticeable on your side? No? Oh, nice. Nice.
No, I'm not
Okay.
hearing it all.
Okay, so noise cancelling works pretty well then, because I can hear it and it's like very annoying that someone is like trying to, ruin our lesson. Why? Okay, so guys, question to you. So what do we remember about strings? Let's create a new file. I'll call it like recall strings, strings.py. So and what can we do with strings? I mean, like something that we saw in the lesson, not something that you knew before, that you are like, okay, this is what can be done.
Can summarize them.
We can sum them up, right? Okay, yeah. So let's create one line 1. So it's like first part. Line 2, it's second part. And then we can sum them up, right? Line 1 plus line 2. Something like that. Very simple. We can run it, so it works well. Yeah. What can we do else? So we don't have like a lot of different options that we went through, but still, let's just like recall them.
Strings are immutable.
That's true, but we didn't see it yet. But that's true, yeah. That we cannot. I think we didn't see it. We cannot reassign particular elements inside of the string. Yeah, that's true.
Multiply by integer.
Multiply by integer. Yeah, right. We can do something like that. We can multiply a line and we're like, okay, we have like super nice line now, very long. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we saw something else. Yeah, we know about different type of strings. Like we can encapsulate them by single quote, double quote, triple quote, all of this. But so last lesson that we had, it was about lists and tuples, and we saw that lists, for example, I don't know. So tuples. I hope that you looked at tuples at home, like yourself. But with lists, we saw that there are some methods which are like already built in Python, and we can use them, and they make our life easier, right? But let's also briefly go over the tuples. So let's call it recall tuples.py. And now let's check, guys. Did you go over the part about tuples yourself or not? If no, that's okay. I mean, like, no one gonna judge you, no one gonna say something bad. Just like let's try to check what we can do with tuples. What is the main difference between tuples and lists? Something like that, very briefly, to discuss it a little bit.
Suppose tuples should be immutable too.
Yeah, this is a key difference between lists and tuples, so that tuples are immutable. Let's create one tuple, I'll call it T, and let's say that it's like something like that. And with lists, we know that we can do, so let's print it T, let's do print type of T, something super simple. And now, let's say that I want to reassign some value. T of 0 is equal to 5, I don't know. And then print T. You can already see that my editor is like, oh, something different, method not defined on type tuple, blah, blah, blah. And if we run it, so we printed it without any problems. Then we got the class, like a class of our object, which is tuple. But tuple object does not support item assignment. And this is a key feature of tuples, that they are immutable. And guys, in your mind, so why would you use, for example, tuples? Lists are like more flexible. You can, oh, okay, I can put some values, then adjust them. but with tuples. So what is the main?
Maybe sometimes we need to store something which user shouldn't change
Right,
at
right.
any situation.
Yeah.
Like days of a week.
What, sorry?
Like days of a week.
Yeah, for example, something like as a constant values or something like that, we can put them as a tuple and store them there. And we know that they should not be changed during the run of the program. That's true, yeah. And okay, guys, so now what else we can do with tuples, and maybe in the same way we can do it with lists that we didn't cover last time, but it was like on the web page if you went. If you didn't go through it over the week, you can just check it now, and let's just to summarize it to get some key things about it.
We can slice.
We can
but
slice
it was
tuple, right? No,
changed.
let's try it. Yeah, let's just check that it works. So for example, print t up to 1, for example, and we got, yeah, 1 value. So we can slice them in the same way. Guys, don't be shy, please, especially guys who are like without cameras. If you be honest, you know, I'm like afraid that I am just like talking with very few people. Other people is like, okay, we just like connected and we are here. Meanwhile, we are like waiting. So guys, have you seen the movie which is called like Scent of a Woman? There is like Al Pacino, he's playing the blind guy. Maybe someone saw?
Yes, I've seen that film
So there is a particular
a long
scene.
time ago.
Yeah, that's nice. But there is a particular scene in the movie. So the person, like main character, is blind, and at some moment he is like screaming. He's staying in the room. He wants like to commit to a suicide, and basically he's screaming. He's like that. He's in the dark here, you know, because like he cannot see anything, and he's like screaming. He's like saying that the life is, there is no purpose in the life when you cannot see anything. And I feel myself somewhat similar, not in the way that I want like to commit to something, but when I don't see like people, I'm like, what's happening in general? And please be more like, I mean, try to just like participate. Okay, probably I even did it worse, right? Yeah, that's done. So, do you have any idea?
We can iterate index of anything from tuple or list in a for loop.
Right, we can iterate, which is like very handy. Usually we want like to go for element, for example, in the tuple, and then you can print element, you can do something like some operations over the element, like for example, let's exponentiate it. You can do it, so it works well. And also in my mind, so what is like usually could be interesting, it's to check whether some element inside of the list, right? It's could be interesting because you're like, okay, so I have lists of, let's say, genes. So you can have genes as a list. Let's say that you have, I don't know. So okay, guys, give me some list of genes. You're like more skilled in this part. So for example,
P53.
what?
P53.
P53, nice gene. Okay, guys. So let's do one gene from one person. To Ilya, do you have
GAPDH.
what? Sorry.
GAPDH.
GAPDH. Nice. Ilya, do you have... Sorry?
ESR1.
What? Sorry, I was just talking and didn't hear you.
ESR1.
ENSR1
Without N.
without N.
Yes,
This one.
right. Yes.
Okay, nice. So guys,
ERD4.
Sorry, I was also talking.
DRD4.
DRD4.
RD. Yeah, 4.
Okay. Interesting genes. Okay, one from me, guys. I know that there is a gene, my favorite one, just like by the name that I saw it. It's a Diablo gene. Let's put Diablo gene. So if someone else want to add one more gene, let's do it. No?
DMD, for example.
Which one?
DMD.
And how should I, by letters, so DMD?
Yes, that's correct.
And the number? No?
Without number, it's
okay.
one of the prominent genes associated with Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Nice. You see, I didn't know it. Okay, so there are like genes, and now, for example, I want to check whether one gene that I have like in my mind inside of the list is like very common. So, for example, let's say that you are analyzing single cell data. There is a particular steps you want like to identify variable features inside of your object, and then when you identify them through some operation, you will have list of genes which are like variable, and then you can ask yourself like, okay, is particular gene is like variable inside of this data, and let's say that our query gene is MS4A1. So guys, do you know what kind of gene it is? Someone? No? For which cell type it could be? So basically this is a CD20, so it encodes CD20 protein, if I remember correctly, and I suppose that it should be expressed very high on B cells. And I want to check whether this gene inside of the, for example, let's say that this is a variable genes. Variable genes. Okay guys, so how can I check it? So I want to print, and it should be a true or false result.
If object of interest in name of the list.
So something like query gene in the list, right? So, and let's check it. And it's false. We don't have this gene inside of the variable genes. Yeah, and this is, I think, one of the crucial operations. Super simple. We usually want to do it so that we want like to, okay, I want to check whether some gene inside of the list, for example, here, or you can perform, let's say that you have RNA-seq data, simple matrix, let's say like 60,000 rows by 8 columns. And then you identified highly expressed genes, and you want to check, okay, whether some gene is highly expressed or not. And you can use this operation. And let's just also check that we can calculate the length of the object by using len, whether it's a list, so variable genes, and then we can do the same print length of the t. Now we can run it, so when we see that the variable genes, it's like 6 values, and t, it's 3 elements, 1, 2, 3, so basically very simple. Okay, this was about lists slash tuples. I don't know, maybe I missed something. Let me just check it very fast. Yeah, length, true, false, if we want to check that something supports for members. Iteration. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's it. And now we will go to the strings. Yeah, let's create a new file. I'll call it like strings.py. Very super simple. And there are some methods that we can utilize in our programs. I will show you some of them, but there are basically much more, I think. And you can use all of them in your programs. So let's start with some simple ones. We will just go over and repeat everything which is inside of on the web page. Let's say that we have some string, and the string is random text. You can put whatever you want. Let's say that you want like to put some, I don't know, DNA string. Could be the case. Now we can do the following one. So we can use methods to somehow operate with a string. Let's say that you want to convert each character which is inside of the string to the uppercase. Then there is a method which is called like upper, and I'll call it upText is text.upper. And then also there is a, for example, we can get a lower text, it's like text.lower. Also, I want to show you that we can substitute some part of the string, replace it by some other like text that you provide as a pattern, or not like as a pattern, as a what you want to replace by what. And let's call it replace text. It's like text replace. And so yeah, we need like to provide, as you can see in this like hints, we need like to provide old part of the string and the new value that we want like to change. So for example, there is like old new, and then also there is a possibility to provide count. We will check it without specifying the count. Let's say that I want to substitute random by non-random. And yeah, for now, let's just print this result. So up text, print low text, and print replaced text. Yeah, now let's run it, and you can see so that the first one we converted everything to the uppercase. Sometimes it can be useful in terms of, for example, guys, give me some ideas. Okay, where you can use, for example, upper method in terms of the bioinformatics.
In FASTQ files, sometimes upper and lower cases of nucleotides are used for masking of data.
Okay, yeah, nice example. Maybe some other? Let's just try to think a little bit. I mean, I understand that the method's simple, right? So it's kind of boring, but let's try to make it not so boring by trying to use our imagination. You're like, okay, there is a case where I can use it. I'll give you a hint. So guys, do you know, for example, what is the difference? So there is a gene symbol, right? Thing which called like gene symbol. And what is the difference between gene symbols in mouse and human? Do you know?
In human, there are uppercase, in mouse, lowercase.
Right. And very simple way to convert, for example, mouse genes to the human type of things. It's like just like to get them to the uppercase, all of them. I don't know how accurate it is. So there might be some cases, right, where the gene, for example, have some name inside of the human, like as a one thing. But if you just like convert it to uppercase, I believe sometimes there could be like cases where it's not correct way. But like most of them, like majority of them, will be fine. And in the same way, you can do like in a reversed order. For example, if you have human genes, you can get and capitalize them all, which means like you just convert to uppercase the first letter, and rest you keep as in a lowercase. Yeah. And also, yeah, so in my mind, sometimes, for example, it can be useful in case if you're like searching for some pattern and you don't care about the case, so you don't want to have case sensitive search, you just want like to find pattern inside of the string, and then you can, for example, convert everything to lower, upper case, and then just use also your template, your pattern as in the same case, and then you will be able to just like find it without being case sensitive. Okay, and also there is and yeah, guys, so one important thing here, what we did, let's check the original text. So original text, we didn't change it. Basically, when we use methods with strings, since strings are immutable, we don't change them. Original string is stored in a way as it was before. And this is an important part to keep it in mind, because, for example, with the list, we saw that sometimes we can do something in place, we can change, you can append, you can extend, you can use pop method, and so on. And for example, if you want like to have some other example, let's say that we have DNA string. Guys, give me some string, ACGT something, AAGGTT. Okay. And I want to get RNA. Okay, what should I do now? Based on what we saw. And based on the knowledge about the difference between DNA and RNA.
Replace T for U.
Yeah, we should replace. Let's do it. DNA dot replace, and T should be U. And then let's print DNA, RNA, sep is a new line. Let's do it. And bam, we changed it. And as you see, the count by default is -1, which means we will try to replace every entry that matches our pattern. Basically, in our case, it's like we replace each T by U. And you can try to play around. So, for example, if we do DNA replace in the same way, T by U, but also provide count 1. Let's do it. And as you can see, we change just one matching place inside of the original string. Cool, guys. Resolve task, right? Now there is a method which I use a lot. It's called split. And let's use it. Let's use it together. So let's say that we want to get a split of the text. So our text is random text, and I can do, I'll call it result text dot split. And then we can print result. So this is our result. Basically, we took the string and then we split it by the white spaces into the list. So we created a list out of the string. And in general, you can here you can put you can put separator. By default, it's a white space, but you can specify it. Yeah, also there is a max split argument. So sometimes maybe you want to use it. I don't know. Let's say that you have some particular type of format of the string. Let's say you have like something, then column symbol, something, column symbol, something, column symbol, and you want just like to get the first part of it separated by column. You can just specify max split. Yeah, and let's just take a look on this example that we have. Let's say we have print. Now we have some string. Maybe we have. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just do something very simple. Let's say that we have string ABC, which is separated by underscores. And then if you want to split it, let's just use split as it is. You can see we anyway got the list as a result, but our elements, it's just one string, which is a original one, right? And in case if you want to split it by the some character, you can just pass it to the split method. And let's run it. And now you can have you have the list which was splitted by the specific argument.
I have a question.
Yep. Very complicated or easy?
Easy one.
Okay,
Can we use an empty string?
Empty string?
Yes.
Yeah, you can create empty string. So, for example, empty string, and here it is. And then you are like, okay, empty string, and you can see. So we printed empty. There is a new line symbol, but
No, I mean as a separator.
you want like to split. Let's try. But we will see that there is another way how if you want like to convert string to the list and split by each thing. So let's try it, and we will see how it works. So for example, in this particular case, I will delete this part, and then if I here just use split, you can see that it's like, okay, empty separator, it's a problem. But now, so as I got it, you want like just to split by each character in this way. If you have like
Yes.
yeah. In this case, you can just do the following thing. You don't need like to use split. You can just convert something to the list, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and this is how it works. So basically the list method, if you try to convert string to the list, you can use it and then it will be splitted by each entry. Okay? Yeah. So, and in the same way, some like basic similarities or like generic behavior between different objects that we right now covering. Basically, this is a also example of iterable object. That means that we have some sequence of elements. And that means that we can check the length of the object. So our original object is text, the first one. And you can check what is the length of the object, 11. Then also in the same way, we can, for example, use iterate like a for loop to iterate over the text. For example, you can iterate through the characters. For character in text, print, let's do current character is something like that. Ch. What's wrong? I see. Guys, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Wrong quotes.
Right. Yeah. So, and here you got it. So we iterated over each character in our like original string, this one. Then also you can do for like if you want like to use indexing, you can do for I in. Help me guys. If I want to do indexing, what should I do?
In
Like-
length of our string.
Length, yeah, but what also should I put? Yeah, it's right. Length of our string.
Range.
Range, yeah, right. Range len of our string, and our string is text. And then we can do, so for example, current index is I, and then let's do current character is text of I. So very similar to the things that we saw already. Let's run it, and you can see so that current index is 0, current character is random, and so on. Yeah, but so as you heard in the beginning, we said that the strings are immutable. What does it mean? It means like if I try to do text of 0 is something else, let's do B. You can see that my editor is like saying, man, you are doing something wrong. You're like, you should be careful. But I'm like, okay, doesn't matter. I am like, I committed. And then I got the error. So string object does not support item assignment. We cannot change it. And in case if we want to change, we need like to use, for example, replace or some other things. Okay, guys, so provide me an idea. So right now we saw something, and I want to perform this operation. So I want to replace first character by given, or let's do it in the way. So I want to replace character with index I by given character. Something like that. So for example, I have that I is 0, and then I want like, it's like a not correct, right, option, but I want like to do something like that. I want like character is B, for example, and then to be able to do it. What kind of things I can do? Any type of solution will be acceptable.
Can we use text replace as we used before?
for example, we can, but with replace, we need to know in advance. Yeah, we can use. Yeah, sure. But how? Let's do it.
Like a fifth string at this script.
At the script, which string? What should I do? Sorry.
At the start of this
Uh-huh.
of the script.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the fifth string.
Uh-huh. Here.
Yes.
Yep. And what should I put there? So, okay, I have like, for example, index is, let's say some like random one. I is 3, and I want to change this third position by some element, let's say X. And now we want like to use text replace, as you said. What should be inside of it?
Range, maybe,
Range?
to find index.
Index we have, so index is I. I is like 3, so basically it means that I want like to change the fourth place, which is D now, by the character X. And I want like to change just one particular element.
We can make it in a couple of ways, which were already shown. We can first convert string into list.
Okay,
each
yeah, this
element
is another solution. Let's go to it back, but now let's try to figure out how to do it with the replace method, which also should be possible if you do it accurately, right? So, Ekaterina, do you have any ideas? Don't be worried. So it's like just fine. Let's just fail. Let's fail. It's okay. I want to fail with you guys. Let's just try to do something, and we will get errors. It's okay.
Okay, we should just replace the third element of the list, right?
Yep.
Maybe as Evgenia said, we can use something with index.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe for I, or just maybe we can use. I forgot how it named at the last lesson.
Slicing.
Oh yes, we can use slicing for that.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, let's try to use slicing without replace, right? In this case.
Yes, I don't know how.
Yeah. So for example, let's try just like let's try to some. So I'll try to do it with you. So if be honest, for example, the way how my solution is like in my head, it's like different. So because of that, we will try to do it together. So let's try to do it with replace, and we will see what kind of issues could be. So let's say that I want like to change in this like particular way, as you said. We want like to change the third like element with the third index by the value. And in general, you could try to do something like that. So for example, text of I, and as you know, so text of I is like D. And then you can provide that we want like to substitute it by the character. And then also you can provide how many times you want to do it. Let's just print it. And let's remove everything here. Just like to make it more simple for us. Yep, and let's just run it. So, and we did it, right? It works. But let's try to think about it. What kind of problems we can face with this type of solution? Let's try to come up with some like case, with some situation, or like with some input text, which will give us the result which we would not expect.
Random text.
Yeah, random text with yeah, let's do it. Let's change it. So we can do something like that, right? And let's run it. And bam, we changed something, but not what we expected. And in this case, actually, so there are definitely methods that you could check. So let's go to the page. This is basically the link that is provided here on the string. So there is you can find, and then how it works. Usually you need like to go over all these like methods. You can see there are like a lot, right? And you just need to find the one which could help you resolve the thing that you have. I mean, the task. And so, guys, do you see anything that could be used? Yeah, let's just try to check it. So, is there something?
Index.
So, index. Search the string for a specified value and returns the position of where it was found. So, probably we can, but in this case we will just get the index, and to be honest, I don't see the method which could be used just like to replace, not like not this one, I mean like just for example to substitute particular value
We
is
can, I will write it in the chat.
Let's do it. Could you put it to the Telegram chat? I don't like Zoom chat because then it's like disappears everything. I mean like after the lesson.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want, you can share your screen. Let's just check. String A, string A. So yeah, this is with slicing, right?
Yes, we slice everything into by index into two strings. So now the character that we want to replace is having index 1 in the new substring. And it means that we will modify only it.
Okay, let's try to do it. So now another solution. It's like it was like the first one. Now we want to get the second one. So it's like let's take it like as a left part. It's a string, not string text by I, right? And then right part is like text from I. And then we should do something else, right?
Now we can replace.
We can do R is equal to R replace, something like that. And
Yes.
with basically we just need like to change the first value of this R0, right? By the character 1, and then the result is print L plus R, something like that. And let's check it. Bam! And we did it, guys. You see? Crazy. And as you can see, there are like a lot of different solutions for the same task. And now let's, so Dastan, you said about the option with lists. So which one you prefer the most, guys? So there is like one more, let's see it, and then let's just make a poll. Like you're like, okay, I love the first solution, second one. So let's try one more, the third one. So it's like with converting to list first, right? Yeah, guys, and so for example, beside the stand, so if someone now, like for example, we are like now talking about just like the idea about how to convert to list, we saw some examples. We saw that, for example, we can convert string by using list. Let's do it. And then just like say me how to use this information. So this is our string splitted by the characters. What should we do?
And we can get some character by index.
Yeah.
And equal to another character.
Right?
Or not.
Something like that, right? Yeah, I just put it what you said. I mean, exactly. And let's just print it. Print LST. So, and we did it, right? But there is the one thing. So how should we now?
We need to create new string, empty string, and without joint, make a new one.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So result is equal to empty string, and now we need to join it, right?
Yes, res point joined.
Ah, I see. You know about some methods, right? Okay, okay. Join LST, right?
Yes.
Let's use it. And we did it again. Yeah, guys. So, okay, now let's vote. Which solution you love the most?
And the second.
Second. Okay. Guys, let's just, I mean, you can say
I like first one because I think sometimes it can most errors with different types of data.
Okay.
We can solve it in one line.
In one line.
Just,
Wow.
just text from the beginning to the I, then our character, then text from I plus один to the end.
Opa, there is a new
Plus
solution.
one.
Force one. So let's do the shortest solution. And the solution is, you said text to I, then plus, right? Something like that.
Yes, the character we want to put,
And
then from I plus one to the end.
let's check it. And we have one more solution, guys. Like super short, right? Yeah. So, okay, guys, I will not like bother you more. You can just select your own solution that you like. And I don't know, like maybe, you know, like if you like handwriting, you can handwrite it on a page and then like just have it on your desk. And you're like, okay, this is my favorite solution out of the fourth lesson that we had. Let me just see what should I tell also about strings. Yeah, so we saw about how to convert a list to a string right now with the join method, but also there is this very nice example. I will remove everything, but you can always take a look on a web page. Here we have the following situation. So we have fruits, apple, banana, cherry, and we want like to get a string out of the list. And it's you will see it's very useful operation, especially in terms of the homeworks, because sometimes you want like to convert a bunch of elements to the string, or like backwards you want like to split. For example, if you have input, which is line, and sometimes on one line there could be like elements separated by white spaces, and you want like to convert them to the list. Basically, we will see it. Let's even do it at some moment. Yeah. For now, let's just check this example. So this is the apple, banana, cherry. As you can see, we got one string. Then there is a converting a string to a list. And we basically saw that you can use split. Sometimes if you want like to get individual characters, you can use list like as a function and convert it. Yeah, here we had like our string, and we split it by the comma and white space symbol. Then there is like something about f strings in Python. We will see it in a moment. But now I want just like to show you about how you can use, for example, split in real case scenarios. Let's create a new file. I want like to create and call it like split input.py. And let's say that we got values as the input. So values, it's input, and let's add some prompt, provide values separated by white spaces. Provide, let's say, float values. And now I want like to get a list of these values in the way that they are float. And now we can, so you can utilize, the idea is to use split method, also like to wrap it up with something and get the list of float values that were provided as the input to the program. Guys, let's do it in the following way. So we have, let's say, 5 minutes, and you can try to solve it. The idea is the following. So for example, if I provided 1.5 to 2.0, I don't know, 0.3, we want like to get this input. This is the input that was provided, and we want to get the list, which is not strings, so not something like that, not strings. Sorry, but real float. So we want to have 1.5 to 2 or like 2.0. So this is the task. And let's try to spend 5 minutes to solve it. And again, guys, if you have any ideas, but it doesn't work, let's discuss it. Let's just make mistakes. Because life, it's like everything about mistakes. We do mistakes, and what we do next after we did the mistake, guys? We do it again, right? Or what? Yeah. I'm just kidding, guys, but yeah. So guys, how it's going along? Any ideas? Any? If it doesn't work, it's even better. Let's do it.
Can I send it in our chat?
To the Telegram?
Yeah.
Or
Not?
no, I don't see. Opa, there is some nasty bot. Guys, I didn't set it up, to be honest. So if you wanna blame someone, it's not me. So let's do it. Here is the solution, guys. So basically, I will comment this part. Here we have val string input provides float will separate by white spaces. Then there are, I'll just yeah, so it's my mistake. I'll do it in this way. So float list, float of v for v in vals string split. Looks decent. Looks decent. Let's just save it. This is our solution, and let's run it. Split input .py. And we had 1.5 to 2.0 and 0.3. And we got it. We got it. Let's just double check. So I will do it in the following way. So I want like to for element in float list, I'll just print type of element. But I know that's fine. But yeah, and now we got also one more. So it was deleted, right? The solution that you sent it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll try to take a look and to discuss with the like upper people who is like in charge of it. Yeah, let's just where it was. Yeah, I want like to do the same and put it 1.5 to 0.3. And we got that type of everything is true. Yeah, there is one more solution, which is basically the same. The idea is the same. I'll put it right here. But the main thing that we put it our input inside of the list comprehension that you get, which is also similar. Especially if we don't care about the prompt, then probably it doesn't matter. You can put it there and just perform it. But yeah, this is solutions that we got. Okay, guys, before we are going to F strings, I don't know. So how many people of you have an iPhone as a like main phone? At least some. Oh, nice, one person. So okay, Evgenia, can you do the following? So can you go to the alarm clock and set up alarm clock? Try to set up alarm clock, and when you have this like scroll bars, can you try to scroll like up to the end? And what is your expectation? What should be? How it should work? Try to scroll, and tell us about the behavior, especially in the end. So it will take some time.
Finished.
It's finished?
Finished at 16 o'clock.
You see? So, and who are these developers, guys? Who are they? Why it's
And
finished?
39 minutes.
Yeah, but what is the expectation? How should it work? So, yeah,
It
guys.
should cycle.
You should cycle, yeah. So, guys, homework for you. You need like to kind of mimic the same solution that they have. So you need like to produce the same solution in the way that you can, for example, increment by 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And at some moment you need like to get the end of the, probably they just created a huge list. And your task is like to do the same, but then do the proper one that you can like sum up with like, I don't know, 1 million times, and that you still always in the proper range. So this is a homework. Please take a look on it. But this is a very fun moment in terms of that you can sometimes find interesting behaviors. And now we are going, guys, we are going back to the F strings, which are for formatting the strings. Yeah, I'll just show you the web page. Yeah, basically this is F strings. Why use F strings? So it's like they're straightforward and easy to understand, readability, efficiency, versatility. There are some other like old ways how to format strings. We will not like cover it because I don't know how they work. I know a little bit about F strings. So the idea is that, for example, we have name, which is Alice as a string, and then we have age. And now we want to format string in particular way. Here how it works. You need like to put F before the string opening, and then inside of the string you can do so. This is just regular text, but then you can use curly brackets and put variables inside of this curly brackets. So here we put it name as a variable, and then we put age, and then this part with these curly brackets will be like unwrapped. You will put the value there. So if we take a look on the output, so you can see my name is Alice and I'm 30 years old. This is how it works. We will check it right now. Oops. Oops. Okay, and we have strings.py, fstring.py. And I'll just copy paste it. And now I want to run it. So, and you can see that this is how it looks like. You can also substitute. So let's say that not Alice, but John. John is 40 years old. Now if you run it, so you can see that they substituted. And this is a very nice way of having, for example, you have some template. Then you can read input, or like you can read you can read input from like standard input, or you can use some files, as we will see later. But then you can format your strings in a way that you want. Yeah, then also there is an example with embedding expressions. So you can even perform some operation inside of these curly brackets. Basically, I know that, so I am not super following new releases of Python. I know that there is like Python 3, 13, 12, all of this. And from time to time, they are adding new features to the Python language. And there definitely were about F strings that they did something like super nice in terms of that they're like much easier to utilize. And if you're super interested, you can always go and check what are the new updates in the language. There is always a documentation, but here we are just like using that we have a, b, then the sum of a and b is a plus b. And this is a very nice way of formatting the string, because if we would, for example, do it just like by string concatenation, it will be not so nice, not so beautiful in my mind. So beauty, it's like subjective, right? But still. In my mind, this is more easier to read, so it's easier to send to some other people and show it. Also, there is a nice way that you can format values. Let's say that you have a float number, and when you print it, you want to keep just first two digits in the fractional part, in the float part. And here how it looks like. So you put it, then you can play around. So yeah, sorry, maybe I'm too fast. This is how it looks like. So 49.12. Then you can change it. You can put, let's say, 4. Yeah, and this is just syntax that you need like to memorize. So you put price, then after price you have column symbol, and then you specify the format. So .4f means that I want like to have 4 digits in the float part. Here we got it. Then you can try to play around. You can, okay, I want like to have 10. Still you get something. Another way, so there are like a lot of different things, and the best way to kind of get used to it is like just try to solve different tasks, use them more frequently, f strings, and then you will be able to utilize. Because, for example, in my case, I don't always need this particular thing. This one I probably can recall, but sometimes there are like more like specific ways to format values, like numbers. So for example, you need like to have scientific format of values, and then usually I'm just like going to the internet, I'm like checking, okay, f string, what should I put as the syntax, and then I'm just like using it. But so question for you guys, where we could use, for example, this type of strings in case of, let's say, the data analysis. I don't know, you have some like data, and how could you use it? Any idea that you have?
I commonly use it to control the process. For example, if I have a lot of sample to trim in Python script, it's a loop. So I see the sample is processed, the sample next processed, and that's all.
Oh, nice. It's like as a logging, right? So you have a log of what's happening. Yeah, very nice example. Maybe some other guys.
And we can save it, right, in text later. Same.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
logging in text.
Yeah, right. I agree. So I will give you one case when I usually face with it. So for example, sometimes I just want to print my, let's say, data frame or something like that. And if it doesn't support by default some nice conversion between the way how it's like printed to me. If I have, for example, let's say that I have one column and the spread between values is like super huge. There could be like 1, there could be like million or something like that. And I need like to have it more like nice way organized, and then I can use scientific way of presenting values. Where is this like when you write like 2e and then you specify like 2. So basically, I hope that you know how it works. I'm like basically saying that you can write 2.3 e10. So do you know what does it mean in terms of the numbers notation? So basically, if I remember correctly, it's the same as you write 2.3 multiplied.
23 million.
Yeah. So it's like 2.3 multiplied by 10 in power of 10, something like that. It's like just the way to keep it shorter, that you don't need like to put all these like zeros and so on. And especially, for example, you will face with it a lot in case, let's say that, let's just try something. And I need your help, guys. So we are going to Google, and now we are going to blast 10, or how it's called, guys. Help me. Blast. Let's do just blast. Okay, and let's. What should I do here, guys? It's like some search, right? Nucleotide blast. Okay, nucleotide blast. Guys, I need like a nucleotide sequence. Do you have anything on your computer that you can share with us in the, for example, Telegram channel or something like that? Guys, have you seen this website before? Right? Okay.
Yes,
Yes, of course.
Nice, guys. You're like, it's very cool because I saw it a couple times and usually I forget about it. That there is a. Okay. I'll try to copy it as fast as I can. So here our sequence. And now what should I do? Just like blast? Or should I specify some organism? So okay,
No,
it's
need.
searching. It's searching. Okay, this will be updated. And we got something, right? And you can see, so there is an E value, so it's like a very nice match. Probably it will not. But okay, let's see, let's just check this one. So for example, in case you want to format it, you can use f string in your like program. In case if you want to format it in some particular way. You can see, so here we always have two values in the, yeah. And so this is also, you can like, check what like matches to the query. Yeah. Let's try to, I don't know, okay, yeah, I will not like hustle here, but sometimes for E value, you will see that it's like usually like some, for example, let's say that not E value, but you have P value. And then you have like some small value, like, I don't know, 10 in power of minus 15. And then you can also format it by using this type of F strings in your code. Okay.
It's used to handle exceptions and errors in function, because if we can have multiple reasons why cycle, for example, while loop stops, we need to know what is exactly the reason. If we will return on with the value itself, we will not know what exactly happened.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, guys, so here is an example about that if you want like to format a big number. There is something else? Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you can see, so for example, 8.48 E minus 75. Nice, nice. So this is just as an example, guys, that I, for example, see usually. Here we have a big number, and we want to format it in the way that human can read it easily. And here how it looks like. So you basically we used this syntax, and now any person can easily say that it's like 1 million. Okay, there is an example about multi-line F strings. Let's just delete everything and put multi-line F string. And here we have some information about person. There is a name, age, address, and we got it. And this is, for example, could be used if you're like a web programmer. You're like, okay, I want to make very nice cards about products that I am trying to sell. So for example, you're like, okay, I want to sell cars. You're like, okay, now I need to build the nice representation of cars. You're like, okay, this is a car, brand, year, and then you can store it in some like formatted way, display it on the website, and then gain a lot of money, right? You're like, okay. And you're like asking yourself, should I do bioinformatics or should I sell cars? So guys, what is the solution? What is the correct answer to this question? Yes, what would you choose? For example, selling cars or bioinformatics?
So we are here, so
Yeah, you see, there is.
So it's time to think about selling cars.
Yeah, I'm just kidding here, but I don't know. Sometimes, for example, just like my experience, right? Sometimes I'm like asking myself, am I doing right thing? Did I choose correct path in my life? And I'm like, okay. And what is the like alternatives? From time to time, not always, right? And then I'm like, yeah, but I'm sitting here. I'm doing it right now. Yeah, let's check some advanced nesting of F strings. Here we have value, and then we can also control the precision. Let's say that you don't know in advance how many like digits in float part you want to show. Here we have like 2. Then we can use, for example, 3. and it works. So basically we changed this part and we addressed this thing. Okay, similarities between lists, tuples, and strings. This is very nice part. Let's just copy and paste again the code and we will go over. So here we have some line. And it's like as a following discussion about choices in life, right? So it's like the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And then we have numbers and we have like some configuration. This is basically the examples about that we have a string, we have some numbers. Here we use the list comprehension to generate numbers. And then the idea that you can measure the length of all these elements by using this like approach, which is a length function. And it's very nice because you have this similar behavior for different types. And then at some moment in the end of the course, we will learn ourselves how to build our own structures, like different types of structures. And for example, also to be able to measure the length of them, iterate over them. But for now, let's just run it. So, and you can see that, wow, we got like in line 69 symbols. Interesting. And then in numbers, there is like just 10 and 3 in the configurations. And this is like as an example about, for example, example of that you can store some constant configuration parameters in the way of the tuple. And I believe that you can find a lot of different examples of storing configurations. Maybe it will not be tuple. I just want to show you that there is something else. It's called name tuple. We are not like very familiar about modules yet, but the idea is that Python has some built-in modules that we can access, and one of them is collections, and there are some interesting things stored. I want to create a new file just to show you this example. So it's a name tuple. Let's copy paste it. So what is happening here? So from collections we import particular name of function, or like let's say that it's a function. Then we can create name tuple. Basically it's a tuple, but this tuple has names. And this is an example that we have like student, then we have list of name, age, date of birth. And this is how it looks like. So we have name, we have age, and we have date of birth. Let's just run it. Oops. Yeah, and you can see that here we can index it, but also we can use name. Here we created s, so s is a variable, and we assign to this variable result of this name tuple, and names that we should use, it's like a student as an object that we will create, and then you specify the name of the student, age, and also date of birth. We can just play around, and here we can put, using for example f string, the student name, and we can put here as name, age is sh, and also there is a, what is this, date of birth. Date of birth is sdob. Let's run it, and we got it. So it's a very nice way of having not just tuple but also names, because for persons it's easier to handle, not just by index, that you always need to remember that okay, 0 index corresponds to the name, 1 is like to something else. And this could be as a way to store some configurations in your program. And if you work with some like for example packages or like libraries that are open sourced on GitHub, sometimes you can find that people use tuples or name tuples to store some particular configuration. Yeah.
Excuse me, what are the benefits over dictionaries?
Over the dictionaries? So this one is like also immutable. But beside that, you can do in the same way with dictionary. Yeah, so it's like very similar to dictionary, but this one, in my mind, it's like more as a so for example, we will see how we can create classes in Python, but then in classes we also can change some things. Usually we can change attributes of it. This is like that you can create a very simple as a representation of the class where you have these attributes, but it's supposed to be immutable in the way the tuple is. So yeah, this is just yeah, let me see, is there like something else? Yeah, that you can iterate. This we already saw. We can iterate, and we can also check that something is in. I think that this might be interesting. So we were in split input. No, okay. Where it was? Okay, let's create similarities.py. This is our example, and then we can check. And here you can see, so you can check that there is some string which is a substring of your original one, and we are like, is happiness in the line? And since there is so there is a entry, it's true. 10 in numbers is true because there is a 0 multiplied by 10 is 0, then 1 multiplied by 10 is 10, so 10 is there. And 192, we can see that it's like in configurations. So that's it, guys, for today. Yeah, about the plan. I will post a new homework probably during the weekend, somewhere around this time. Today we don't have quiz, but next time we will definitely have it. So, and now if you have any question, then please ask.